Hello everyone and welcome back to Goddess of Victory NIKKE. So, in today's part, what I'm going to start off with, well, first I'm going to start off by saying at the time of this recording, it actually went past the initial start of hard mode's introduction for Story 2. So it's been available for, I want to say, a couple days now. And as you can see down here at the bottom, got a little over 2 days left for the event. But I am going to do hard mode Story 2, of course. So that way I can get the bonus cutscene. And also get the bonus currency, because there is a few things I want to snag here in the shop before the event comes to a close. So, obviously, big priority is going to be getting the ordinary recruit vouchers. Might as well stockpile on them before the update to the ordinary recruit and pretty much whatever else is happening for New Year's. Plus, I need to potentially build up my stash again, so that way I can see about getting closer to getting past the 160 wall. And of course, another thing I'm going to see about grabbing is the 3 copies of Nev here. So I have this limited NIKKE in my roster. And then of course I'll grab the special title. And then aside from that, yeah, I'm going to probably use up some gems to get these. Which that's essentially like 50 goes in total. So I should be able to farm up quite a bit of currency, which I can then use to get probably a significant amount of stuff here in the shop. I mean, it will cost 1,000 gems effectively, because I can get this 3 times, so that's 600 gems there, and then 400 for the scope of 20. So yeah, 1,000 gems. But as you can see up here, I have just shy of 9,000 gems. Mostly from doing dailies, the dailies, the recon runs, that kind of stuff, to basically get gems that way. And also, as more of a prelude to the upcoming New Year's anniversary, or not anniversary, the New Year's live stream, or more or less the upcoming live stream, that's going to more or less do the breakdown of what's happening for pretty much the New Year's content, including the New Year's Pilgrim. Like, there's some pretty good speculation that's going to be the SSR version of Rappy, who I believe Rappy becomes in chapter, I want to say in the latest chapters of the main campaign that have been added into the game, being chapter 33 and 34, I believe. But obviously, I'm quite a ways away from getting there. But I think I'll avoid the spoilers for it, for my personal benefit and the personal benefit of you, the viewer. At least until I get there, or at least until I get SSR Rappy in general, because given the hints that have been posted so far on Twitter, it's definitely seeming like we're gonna get her. But there have been a couple CD keys that came out, one of which was getting 5 recruit vouchers, and then another was for just 100 gems. I also went ahead and redeemed some points in the level infinite pass, so I got the max 320 gems. Let's see, what was the other nice little prize I got recently? Oh, that's right, I also snagged 300 gems as a ranked reward from solo raid. And then a little while ago I also got the seasonal rank for the special arena reward, so that's 300 gems there. But that's besides the point. But more or less my plan is that aside from using gems to get those entries for the story, I'm going to pretty much save up the rest of the gems, so that way I more or less have kind of a built-up stash for the upcoming event once all that goes live. But for now, we're gonna hop back into the minigame.
One of foreboding and desolation.
So we can see about potentially getting, one, the rest of the cutscenes, and potentially the rest of these album photos. Which for now, I have 6 remaining. As for the challenges, I still got quite a few. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Looks like 14 left. But if anything, I'm not gonna terribly worry too much about getting all those done. I do at least want to get all the cutscenes. So if I had to guess, it's probably 10 in total. At least from what I can tell, based on the spacing. So here's kind of the plan. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to more or less continue recording myself going through the minigame, but as I progress through, every now and then I'll just more or less speed things up or jump cut to where we get the next cutscenes. And then after I potentially get all the cutscenes, then we're going to see about then transitioning to story 2. Well, we'll go over to the shop, get the entries, then we'll go to story 2 and go through a hard mode and see about getting that bonus cutscene.
Are you ready to set off on our adventure, partner?
So with all that said, let's get the montage of the minigame started. To my adorable staff kitty. Do you remember how we said that the loot for the Everybody Loves Festy party would be divided based on individual contributions? Well, we tried to split some gold coins from our latest dungeon crawl that way. Proceed, Your Honor. You talking to me? Of course. Who else? Okay. You go first, maiden. Very well. I'll share my contributions in this adventure. I guided the party along the optimal path. Thanks to my detailed instructions, everyone dodged that dragon's breath attack. I even stopped an approaching rapture using my magic. Objection! Huh? What is it? If I find there to be no grounds for an objection, I'll hold you in contempt of court. Shouldn't that be my line? Whatever. First off, you're saying that you stopped the monster with ice magic, but you also froze us. Then you ran off and left us to contend with the rapture on our own. I could level plenty of criticisms against you as well, Festy. You kept uselessly lobbing explosion spells all over the place and obscured our vision. It wasn't useless. I was clearing away obstacles that were in our path. You sure did, along with some treasure chests and the gold inside them. Huh? If it hadn't been for your reckless explosive spells, we would be 100 gold coins richer. I tried my best. I really did. Rusty? Aw, now she's crying. Maiden, you upset her. Needless to say, things didn't go as planned. I think it might be a while longer before I can buy that pretty case for you. For the time being, my priority is finding a way to deal with that pesky ice mage.
I I can clear this dungeon as many times as needed.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. Cool. Yeah, one thing I want to make note about this minigame is you'll definitely want to avoid the chests that look like they're normal, or they don't look like they're sparkling, because those will be mimics. Pretty much like you would see in Dark Souls. I drowned.
A strategic retreat to ensure our future progress.
Oh, we got our next cutscene. I feel strange. It's like there's this coil inside me that's been wound too tight. It's stifling. I felt like this ever since we finished exploring that dungeon. Are you okay, Vesti? I'm fine. It's just, what am I doing here? I'm just glad that you're safe. Main, your clothes seem a bit singed. Well, it's hardly surprising. More importantly, didn't I tell you not to stand there? When you see a fireball coming at you, it wasn't even moving that fast. You could have easily dodged it. Sorry. It was so cool and I froze for a second. Wait, did you save me? I suppose I did. So you better stop raising objections to my contributions. Got it? Okay. Ahem. It's nice to see you two get along. But how come you didn't try and save me, Ice Bros? That's because you're invincible in this world. You're able to withstand a fireball here through sheer grit. Sheer grit, you say? A solitary fate indeed. El Telemus Solus. Later I spoke to Volume about how I was feeling, but all she did was pat me on the shoulder and not say anything. It's so unfair. What do you think I should do, Kitty?
Did you see that? This is the power of Guillotine de Mephisto.
Already got that one.
Shall we go on a rampage? Extermination.
Oops. Did not mean to activate that yet. Yeah, like that chest to the left there. You want to avoid that one because that is a mimic. Though, with the Dark Souls series, you can technically tell what mimics, if a chest is a mimic, because because I believe mimics have a lock on them, whereas regular chests do not, I think. Although it could be the opposite. Oops. And I think supposedly a clue to
future progress.
And I think supposedly a clue to how to identify a mimic is that you can see them breathing in a way. Though I believe, I'm not sure if it's in the first two games, but I know in Dark Souls 3, I believe there's an item you can actually toss at a chest, and you can make the mimic inside the chest fall asleep, thereby making it to where you can actually safely interact and try and say get the item it's hiding or eliminate it. Yeah, so that first text is always the same. All that stress that was coiled up and tight inside me is gone. I don't feel stifled anymore. Armored Knight told me how to make it all go away. Maiden, are you okay? Alright, thanks for saving my skin back there. I told you before, didn't I? There might be mimics out there. So you should be more cautious about opening treasure chests. You can hardly blame me. We found the toughest chest in a find in the entire dungeon. Just imagine what kind of rare items might be inside. It's so thrilling. The anticipation was too much. I couldn't wait, even if it meant getting swallowed by a mimic. I see. You don't want to get swallowed by a mimic, do you? Anyway, the fact she didn't say yes or no is kind of concerning. That makes me think that she kind of wanted to experience getting swallowed by a mimic, which is... that'd be the more concerning one. Thanks. That explosion magic of yours doesn't seem so useless after all. Really? Could you say that again? What? That bit about the explosion magic? Yeah. You really aren't used to being complimented, are you? I've never had anyone really praise me before. I mean, given the fact that she works alongside Inwa, yeah, that makes sense. What in the world have you been doing with that magic of yours anyway? Armor Knight said that making up with Maiden would make all the bad feelings go away. So I did, and it's just like you said. I feel so free now.
Did you see that? This is the power of Guillotine de Mephisto.
Okay. Oops.
A strategic retreat to ensure our future progress.
Oh, Team Rocket reference. Blasting off again! It's strange. After exploring a dungeon, I clearly remember having a meal with the party members. But for some reason, everything after that is a blank. So, Bestie, you're going to cook for us? Yep, I want all of us to campaign together, or to go camping together, so I prepared everything ahead of time. You don't mind, do you? Heh, as if. Camping is all part of the adventure. I'll start the fire. Blue-eyed little devil. Could you help me out with that? Sure. Am I supposed to keep stirring? I think so. Hold on. Are you stirring with your staff? I didn't have anything else to use. Liam, can I ask you something? Why did you decide to join Everybody Loves Vesti? I never said I would. I just tagged along, and things ended up this way. Huh. I imagined a take-take going a bit differently. Then, is there anything you want to do after this adventure is over? Become even more famous. Of course. So more fans can hear my songs. Oh, I see. Don't you want to ask me a question? Oh, okay. What do you want to do? I want to become the head of the Mage Academy. That way, I can show everyone that explosion magic is the best. That's cool. I'm glad you agree. Oh, I think the food is done. Hey guys, come here. When I asked them about it later, they all said they couldn't remember. The last thing they recalled was tasting the soup that he made. Emma said she had prepared everything for me, and all I had to do was reheat it. I wonder what went wrong. bestie. What went wrong is that you received a cooked meal from Emma. You effectively gave everyone a food coma amnesia, if that's even remotely possible. More than likely, they tried to wipe the experience of having. Most likely, they pretty much pushed the memory of having that soup out of their minds. Anyway, since it didn't exactly go like I wanted it to, I should get again from them sometime. Yes.
Did you see that? This is the power of Guillotine de Mephisto.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad thing. But don't get anything that has been handled by Emma.
Shall I go on a rampage?
Ow.
Termination! Strategic retreat to ensure our future progress.
Ever since me and my party members, we've been through a lot. Looking back, it's filled with nothing but good memories. Now, I get so excited about exploring dungeons that I can't sleep. This must be what people call friendship. A tight bond that you share with your fellow party members. From now on, Guillotine, what are you doing over there? I just wanted to let you know it's time to go explore the dungeon. I wasn't eavesdropping on you, talking to your staff or anything, so don't worry. This is no ordinary staff. It's Kitty. Right, Kitty. I knew that. Volume, don't push. What? I'm not pushing. Sorry, this armor is so heavy that I keep falling forward. Everyone's eavesdropping. Yeah, this might not be good. What the? I can explain. Oh no. Justice, fallen upon the infallible boundary, appears now as an intangible distortion. Wait, I'm telling you, we weren't trying to eavesdrop. Final flame explosion! You see, Kitty, do you think I'll be able to keep having fun adventures? Just like that, a humble dream born from Vesti's memories was buried by a great explosion. Chronicles of the Archmage end.
Did you see that? This is the power of Guillotine de Mephisto.
So, does that mean that was the final cutscene? Maybe.
A frigid world, one of foreboding and desolation.
Alright, 5 more to go.
destiny is calling me to the Demon Lord's castle once again. Retreat to ensure our future progress. This is the power of Guillotine de Mephisto.
Oh.
A strategic retreat to ensure our future progress.
Well, Guillotine's effectively pulling the, is pretty much imitating the Yamcha pose.
I can clear this dungeon as many times as needed.
Cool. We unlocked volume next. And Vesti. Nice. Hey, and Maiden as well.
Shall I go on a rampage? Let's groove to the beat.
Now, unfortunately, with volume, I can't actually get rid of any obstacles.
Shall I sing one more song?
Oops.
Can we move on to the next performance? Bang! That was a perfect performance.
Oops.
Can we move on to the next performance?
Now that right there is a very, very great image.
Playtime's over. Can we move on to the next performance?
There it is. Yeah, I remember seeing this cut, I believe, in the NIKKE subreddit, where it's essentially Maiden stuck inside of a mimic.
I'm a champ at DDR.
Now it's Festy's turn.
Kitty?
Oops.
The bullet sponge. That was 120-point explosion. Everything goes boom! Final flame explosion! Final flame explosion! The bullet sponge. That was 120-point explosion. That was 120-point explosion. Initiating the dungeon conquest. And jump. 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 Continue.
Oops.
My reward for clearing this is a marriage certificate, right? And continue, won't you? 5. My reward for clearing this is a marriage certificate, right?
There's one I was wanting to get. Yeah, this one is definitely a JoJo reference. So, I was wondering how I would go about getting that one. So, what's left? Oh, there's only one left.
Let's proceed using optimal procedures. clearing this as a marriage certificate, right?
There we go. There's the one I was missing. Cool. So with that, the photo album is complete.
Let's proceed using optimal procedures.
Cool. That completes everything for the minigame. Since I didn't make any other cutscenes appear. Alright. Only thing left to do is get our entries for the hard mode, and then see about completing story 2 on hard mode, so we can get that bonus cutscene. Besides, I can complete more of the campaign and do other stuff in order to get those gems back. Alright, so next up, hard mode story 2. So yeah, with all those entries I acquired, not only will we be able to blitz through hard mode story 2, but we'll also see about potentially getting all the stuff I want to get in the shop. Yeah, this background for hard mode is pretty much part of Guillotine's burst animation. And of course, when it comes to the Blood Moon, kind of two games come to mind when it comes to that. One being Bloodborne, and another being the Castlevania franchise. Alright, the team I have should be plenty, but we're gonna see about switching up my team a little bit. So I think for this mode, let's see about bringing in the Bunny Twins.
Sounds fun.
Then we'll also bring in Volume.
This party started.
And let's bring in Maiden
Asking me to be your companion.
and Guillotine.
Use me wisely, partner.
Okay, I do have these two equipped with armor, though. They should be okay. In theory, I shouldn't need to upgrade my team's gear. So yeah, oof. Yeah, once we clear the last of the stages, aside from getting that bonus cutscene, then we can use all these entries on the last repeatable stage, which will give us the most rewards. So, let's go ahead and see about blitzing through hard mode story 2. There we go.
How am I supposed to fight in this outfit?
You take the admin role for a second. Does anyone need a potion? Let me recharge my mana.
Drop the beat. Just time for Noir and Pop. It's showtime. with new items. I guess this makes me a good luck charm, doesn't it?
And yeah, I can definitely say that, well, at least for the time being, the overall difficulty for what I've experienced thus far in NIKKE, nowhere near as bad as some of the challenging fights in Marvel Contest of Champions.
So long as Noir is here with me.
Like, some of the most infamous fights I can think of happen in Act 6 of the game.
Drop the beat.
With probably the worst collection of bosses in Act 6, Chapter 3.
Believe in those I believe in.
Because aside from there being a version of Medusa where you need to, I think the main way you can damage her is with the bleed status effects. And I want to say she has,
I may look like a bunny, but I'll take on anyone, anytime, anywhere.
I want to say she has a biohazard node. And of course, for those who are unaware, biohazard effectively makes it to where if you do certain actions, your character that you're playing as currently in the fight can be inflicted with either bleed or poison, and those can, and in a high level difficulty like Act 6, that can do a lot of damage.
Let's do as much damage as possible.
So, in theory, a way you can
Does anyone need a potion?
kind of contend with dealing with Medusa in part of that fight, well, with how I did it, is I used a champion known as Warlock, which is kind of,
I guess this makes me a good luck charm, doesn't it?
he's kind of an android, in a way. But when you use his heavy attack, he inflicts bleeds. So, I would block Medusa's attacks, inflict bleed, and just do that over and over and over as needed until I eventually got through the boss. But, like, there's several annoying boss fights in Act 6, Chapter 3. The worst one, by far, is against a Captain America Infinity War final boss. Because with the nodes that he has in effect on him, aside from the fact that you cannot damage him unless you land critical hits, which, of course, if you don't have a champion
What do you think, partner?
accessible to you that has really good crit damage / crit rate, then the damage you're going to do is going to be pretty much non-existent. Then there's also another set of nodes, or actually I believe it's at least one node, that as long as it's active, if you attack him, then if you get hit by any one of his attacks directly, then you essentially take whatever damage that he would have taken back at you while that special shield effect is active. So you could be attacking with a champion with high crit damage / crit rate, and that damage won't look like it's doing anything because of that node that's in effect. But then once the timer of that node runs out, then he will take the damage that was built up from that node that was crit damage, or if he hits you, if you're not careful and block / evade his attacks, then you get hit with that damage. Then there's another node that he has to where he will specifically use his special 1, then his special 2, and then his special 3 in that order, and he's stuck doing it in that order, and you cannot more or less constantly bait out special attacks. So once he builds up enough meter for a special 1, he'll use a special 1,
Commander.
And then once he has enough for special 2, then special 2. And then pretty much once he reaches his special 3, you're screwed. Because the amount of damage that your champion is going to take from that attack pretty much will one-shot you, guaranteed. In theory, you can potentially mitigate that with the champion Heimdall, because if you have him on your team, I believe once during the battle, you'll actually be saved from getting KO'd if you potentially were going to get KO'd. But the only problem is, if you don't have any sort of healing, you'll pretty much be at like 1 HP after that happens. So once that revive / invulnerability effect wears off, then you'll get KO'd anyway. But yeah, that fight against Captain America Infinity War, one of the worst fights in the game. Easily one of the worst. Now, Kabam has done changes over time to make it a little easier, quote unquote, to get through Act 6, but it's still a pain. Like, going through Act 6 in general is just still unpleasant. But beside the point, yeah, Kabam is not exactly known for pretty much treating their player base right and actually fixing the problems that are in place in the game. Like problems that the players have constantly reminded Kabam that are in the game, and yet Kabam just seems to refuse to fix because they are just honestly extremely stubborn in their ways. And in all honesty, they'll pretty much go with the they pretty much more often than not go with the EA / Activision mentality of "fuck you, give me money," to quote Angry Joe.
I guess this makes me a good luck charm, doesn't it?
Like, trust me, Shift Up and Yostar, the people behind Azure Lane, they're freaking saints in comparison to Kabam. Like, they are saints, they are generous, and arguably they treat their player base and customers with much more respect than Kabam honestly ever has.
Drop the beat.
Like, at the time of this recording, their MCOC is having their more or less quote-unquote Christmas event as well, but in all honesty, it's just one big sale where they essentially nickel and dime their players to give them valuable resources that are borderline necessity to upgrade pretty much at this point 7-star champions and whatnot, and of course get any like rare exclusive characters that have honestly drop rates that are worse than Azure Lane and NIKKE put together. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, the drop rates with NIKKE and Azure Lane, like, they are freaking generous in comparison to what MCOC has on offer.
It's showtime with new art.
Especially since trying to get dupes in MCOC is arguably worse than either Azure Lane or NIKKE.
Does anyone need a potion?
Especially since with Azure Lane and NIKKE, you arguably only have to worry about getting, well,
What do you think, partner?
in Azure Lane's case, you only have to worry about metaphorically getting, you only have to metaphorically worry about getting a character once, because then you can get the specific booleans, be they elites, SRs, or ultra rare booleans, aka rainbow booleans, through in the in-game shop, and you can easily use pretty much like 4 of them And you can max limit break any of the ship girls in Azure Lane. And then, of course, with, and then that's pretty much the most you can do for ship girls, aside from, of course, upgrading their abilities and also upgrading their level, the max level for the characters in there being 125. And, of course, you can give them certain upgraded gear to make them stronger as well.
A decimating breath. Done.
And then, of course, with NIKKE, in theory, you only have to worry about getting a character 4 times. So that way you can max limit break them. And then, of course, any copies after that essentially is more or less for that core boost. Which I'm primarily worried about getting NIKKE's max limit broken so that way I can get past the 160 wall. But yeah, worrying about upgrading characters in terms of NIKKE and Azure Lane, way less cumbersome than Marvel Contest of Champions by a wide margin.
It's showtime with Noir and Blood. I got too excited.
Not to mention, PvP, when it comes to MCSC, is atrocious. Like, it is flat out atrocious because like there's been like constant videos made every now and then over the course of the game's existence that have obviously pointed out obvious cheating in some of the quote-unquote PvP modes, like the arena, for example, where you essentially use all your champions in respective arenas, grind through the ranks, and essentially try to get enough points to where you have a more or less chance of getting the prized champion or resource on offer. And there's definite cheating in terms of that, but Command pretty much denies it. And then, of course, there's the more modern PvP mode, which is the Battlegrounds, and yeah, there's definitely been signs of cheating BS in that mode, and they pretty much do nothing about it. But now it's time to deal with the final stage against the Ice Dragon.
Time for Noir and Blood. It's showtime with Noir and Blood.
Make sure they take out the weapons first.
Drop the beat.
Though, if we do enough damage, we may actually be able to get this boss down without him getting to the point where we have to hit certain target points. And maybe not. Oh, here we go.
Drop the beat. Time for Noir and Blood. It's showtime with Noir and Blood.
Let's do as much damage as possible.
A funny girl never loses.
Yep, he should be done here now. Excellent.
I may look like a bunny, but I'll take on anyone, anytime, anywhere.
Not gonna lie, with the design of the White Ice Dragon, he pretty much seems like a two-headed version of more or less a Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. Alright, now for that cutscene.
everything ended favorably, thanks to you.
Can Main be redeployed for missions now?
Yes. You and I have vouched for her on separate occasions, so the higher-ups won't interfere anymore.
That's good. That's very good to know.
This incident reminded them of the importance of Guillotine having a backup.
That's a relief.
The important thing is that, thanks to this incident, both Guillotine and Maiden have moved on. I don't know what happened inside that simulation, but I am deeply grateful to you.
Wow. Ingrid thanking someone. Maybe pigs too fly.
Didn't I tell you before? The central government wouldn't let me participate in this operation due to an inability to remain partial. That's why I asked for your help.
Yep. By the way, where are Guillotine and Maiden?
Guillotine should be... Phew.
Huh. This seems familiar. This is kind of the... what was the IRL version of what happened when Guillotine couldn't get past the ice wall that was blocking the way to the castle.
Guillotine, don't just stand there. Why don't you come inside?
Can I? It's been ages since I last contacted you.
Have you forgotten? I have the eyes of sacred truth. I can look into the hearts of other people. I know why you couldn't come see me. You were guilty. You felt that you had hurt me, and that meeting me would somehow cause history to repeat itself.
But aren't you afraid? If you get close to me, you might get hurt again.
Afraid? Why would a member of the association fear a friend? You and I are on the same team! Are you going to stand there hesitating all day? Come inside! I've been waiting for this day. The day where the one with the lethal eye would appear. Fate has brought you and me together. Who are we to deny it? So stop running away and come here. It has been a while, and I want to see your face.
All right then. It has been a while.
You haven't changed a bit since I last saw you.
You have changed a lot.
I guess I've aged a bit. Now I'm a proper adult.
Has it really been that long?
So, Guillotine, did you complete your great adventure?
Great adventure, you say? Of course, my friend. Not only did I finish it, but I got the best ending.
Oh, how exciting! Can you tell me about it?
Of course. You are worthy of hearing the conclusion to this epic tale.
Oh, cool. It's the loading screen that comes, or the title screen that pops up when you, whenever you enter the hub world for Ice Dragon Saga. That's cool. Just gonna do that. Yeah. Thumbnail material.
The Ice Dragon Saga. All right. I shall begin the tale of my Guillotine de Mephisto's great adventure. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Ice Dragon Saga end.
Are you ready?
Yes. I've memorized the strategy you sent back to front.
All right. Let's wait for the other party members.
Other party members? I thought it was just the two of us for this raid.
Don't you remember? Both of us shouted at the top of our lungs. We've still got one raid left for us to clear. Our fight is just beginning. Maiden, This time, we'll see this raid through to the very last phase together.
I believe that ties into Dark Hero. Specifically what happened with Oleg and Trophy. That is the name, right? I want to make sure I got that right. So, brief pop to the NIKKEpedia just to confirm that that was the name. Trony. So, my bad. Yeah, I kind of accidentally combined her name and Tove's. So yeah, Oleg and Trony. Yeah, I want to say that pretty much, I want to say that ending bit pretty much ties into Dark Hero in a way. Because it more or less, I want to say it more or less concludes that story. In a way. Well, if you think about it, Ice Dragon Saga is pretty much a continuation and conclusion of what happens with the Dark Hero story, given what happened in that storyline leads to this. So now, since this is the highest level stage we can repeat in hard mode, we're gonna do this. Quick battle. Maximum.
Commander, our adventure starts now.
Woohoo, yes. And we effectively gotten 4,400 gold. So yeah, we own 8,000, over 8,000 gold. Very nice. So now,
I can feel it.
with that, we can pretty much head to the shop.
A frigid world. One of foreboding
Oh,
and desolation.
before I do, got a couple missions to claim here. Claim that. And then claim all those. Yeah, another 2,400. And then another 450. Yeah.
I can feel
Nice. So our gold count pretty much jumped over 10,000. Nice. Alright, so first, let's go ahead and get Neve here.
so sleepy. Let me know if you see a polar bear.
Yeah, I want to say Neve was originally around, yeah, and there's her dupes. Neve, I believe, was originally around, I think she was added to the game, I want to say during the, I want to say it was during the Winter Ruby and Ludmilla event? Or no, I want to say it was during the Winter Ludmilla event, I think. Because, yeah, she's part of Unlimited, which is the same squad as Alice and Ludmilla. And given that Ludmilla had her winter event, I believe after Ruby and Anne, then, yeah, I think Neve showed up in that event. Now let's get all of these. And then we'll get this. Okay, so I have about 2,500. Let's see. Probably would not be a bad idea to go for these. We'll get those. I accidentally clicked away from it. So yeah, this is pretty much the only time I can actually get this kind of resources at through an easy method. Because the main other place I can get them is in the regular shop, but I would have to exchange spare body pieces in order to get them. Okay, so I can get 7 of those. Okay. So, gonna have to grind to get some more. But, unfortunately, I don't have any more entries for stages, since I just used them all up. So, I'll have to do some more grinding, or I'll have to wait pretty much till the next day, so I can get another 5 entries. But with that done, we pretty much have completed all of Ice Dragon Saga for pretty much what we can complete. I tried to do the last stage for challenge mode, but nah, the boss is still just a bit too tough for how strong my team is, for how strong my roster is currently, which is unfortunate. But hey, clearing all but one of the stages, not bad. And given that there's 2 more days left, there should be potentially, I don't know, up to 2 other things to appear here. Speaking of the lost relics, I'm curious if I actually got everything in terms of the soundtrack for Ice Dragon Saga. There's one way to find out. First, the bulletin board. There we go. Okay, now the command center. Oh! Nevi actually has a event here. Huh. That's a surprise. Okay, jukebox. Oh, okay. I'm actually missing 3 tracks for Ice Dragon Saga. So I'm missing Frozen Ascension, Surge of Dragon, and Christmas Town. Okay. Yeah, I know once I get the remaining tracks for these, or for this set, which I should be able to get access to once the Lost Relics appear in the Ice Dragon Saga hub world to obtain. So once I get those, this will be complete, and then I'll be able to get gems as a result. And then what about Lost Relics? Let's see, event. Huh. I guess there's nothing here for that. I figured there would be. Yeah. I also need to keep in mind that I have this free viewing of all 5 episodes for Guillotine, and then I can get another recruit voucher, which will bring me to 17 thus far. Yeah, I still have quite a few to watch, so that's quite a few gems I can get my hands on. Now, in terms of giving gifts, I have a few, but not gonna lie, I would not mind getting more. Because as much as I do like giving gifts to my NIKKEs, I unfortunately do run low on supply. So, trying a few more episodes gets a bit tough. Yeah, so if I had to guess, during the last days of the event, there should be the remaining music tracks for Ice Dragon Saga. So once those appear, I can then snag them, complete the collection, and then get the gem reward as a result. I have over 100 social points. Let's see. It would be tempting to potentially do more, to potentially try and recruit NIKKE. The problem, though, is that I do want to save up my gems for the New Year's event, so that way I can potentially get the New Year's Pilgrim, or potentially whatever new character is coming. And from what I can tell, based on the teasers made by Shift Up on the NIKKE Twitter account, we should be getting SSR Rappi. Like, it should be all but confirmed at this point. But at the time of this recording on the 23rd, at some point on the 23rd, there should be the live stream from Shift Up that should actually provide more details as to what's to come. So I'll potentially either watch that or watch highlights of it, and then pretty much let y'all know in another video prior to pretty much hopping into the campaign to make some more progression. So I'd say before we see about ending things, let's go for a multi. Just see if we by chance get lucky. Oh, that's a good sign. We have at least an SSR. Okay, the very last one.
What are you? They shot, don't you know?
Triple Rappy. Elysian. Okay. Who is it? Oh, nice.
And I teach at the MMR vocational school. I always...
Cool. We got a dude from Marciana. Nice. Triple Rappy in that group. So, definitely ended it on a high note. So, let's limit break here.
This is sure to cut down on the prep time necessary for class.
Sweet. But I still don't have any other SSRs max limit broken yet. I mean, there's always a chance I could potentially pull a dupe, the last dupe I need for Cinderella, to get her max limit broken. I'm technically partway there already with Rapunzel Pure Grace max limit broken. So, in theory, I just need 4 more characters max limit broken to actually break past the wall. Yeah, might as well show off her shooting animation. Yeah. From what I recall, she's not that great, but it's nice to have her as part of the roster, given how pretty much rare of a character she is. So let's see. Okay, I was just thinking of something. Oh, that's right. Back to ordinary recruit. Here we go. Yeah, I have just over 200 exchange points. So, I can technically get a dupe for, say, Alice and Leader. So I can get them with a limit break. But then aside from that, they'll be at, let's see, I think leader, if I get leader, she would be at 2 stars. And then so would be Alice. In theory, I can get them max limit broken if I get 2 copies apiece from the exchange. But in order to do that, I would need to do like another 200 pulls in ordinary recruit just for that to happen. Yeah, but I need to clear through like chapter 12 and 13 and clear more lost sectors, all that jazz, so I can of course get more progression done with the Alice Diary, but of course build up more resources for the upcoming event. Especially when it comes to getting the ordinary crew vouchers. Though, I imagine we'll get some advanced recruit vouchers for the, for the upcoming events, but for now, nothing is known as of yet in terms of what we're going to be getting from the events, but I assume we're getting something. What do we got up here? Oh, we got a survey. Cool. So I can do that survey and get get a free 300 gems. It's not bad. So yeah, I think what we're going to do now is pretty much call it here, and when we return to Goddess of Victory NIKKE, we're going to see about, well, pretty much heading back to the main campaign to see about finally making some more progress, and of course see about unlocking more areas of Lost Sector, getting more gems and recruit vouchers and whatnot in preparation for the upcoming events. Speaking of which, in terms of my progress for the towers, so far I'm past floor 50 for these, and I'm very, very close to getting my first Pilgrim mold. Pretty much the next time that the Pilgrim Tower will become available, I'll be able to clear the last floors necessary to be able to open my first ever Pilgrim mold, which hopefully I get lucky and actually get a Pilgrim. That would be nice. But that will be something to worry about when that time comes. So, until then, I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care. Subscribe for potentially more NIKKE content and other content in general. And I'll see you all next time. So, have a fantastic day and take care.